This one's for the kids. My name's Greg. You're watching How to Play Paintball. So a couple weeks ago at World Cup, I was able to meet up with an old friend of mine, Brody, that works over at Valken. I've known him. He's been in the industry for a while now, and wanted him to do a quick video on the Gel Blaster. Now, at first, I'll be honest, I was with, I think, a lot of you where people were like, oh, well, it's just the same as Jelly Ball, and they're just trying to take over the little guy. It's not true. This is something that when I was talking with him, I was like, oh, wow, this is... They literally took a product, they looked at it and went, how do we improve it? Which is what every other company does. For sure, the industry will go and get other companies' stuff and look at it, figure out how they can make it better, and then they release a product later on, or, you know, whatever the case might be. So what they did different is really cool. So I'm going to let Brody go ahead and give you an overview, and I'll be back in a bit.
Hey, how you doing? This is Brody from Valken Sports. I just wanted to give you a little insight on the new Gel Blasters. There's a lot of new cool stuff coming out for the new kids, so this is a definite good starting point for the youngsters. They very well are one of the coolest starting points for young kids to kind of get them involved in, you know, our shooty ball stuff. So right here is the ammo for the Gel Blasters. And what you do with this is you soak this in water for a few hours, 2 to 6 hours-ish. They will grow into the size they need to be. You load them up and you get them out there, and they very light impact on it for the kids. So basically these guns are just the new future for getting kids involved in the sport. So these are what we call our gellets. Now these are after you soak the BBs for the 3 hours to up to 24 hours. The gellets will last just like this in a bucket, a sealed bucket, for about 2 weeks, but if you keep it on water, they will last up to 3 months. When the gellets are finally dehydrated back out again, they will shrink back down to the size of the original gellet. But if the gellet is broken, like on impact, like this, it'll literally turn to dust. So there's no mess, there's no residue, so it's just nothing but fun. Yeah, so go over to Valken.com. You can get all the gear at Valken.com, or if you're a dealer, go over to ValkenDealer.com and give us a check out.
So as you can see, it's a different type of, like the Jelly Ball stuff, it's like an Orby, and it doesn't really break down, whereas the Valken ones, they will kind of like break apart. So I think that's going to help lessen the impact as well. You got to think about, like, when you get bounced with the paintball rather than when it breaks. Usually when it bounces, it's having to push off you again. So like there's that extra bit of force, whereas the force isn't spread out when it breaks. So I would think for little kids that this one's going to be great. Also, they have some really cool stuff. You showed me a video of, like, they have like a glow-in-the-dark version that literally you can see the stream going out. And then there's also like a light around some of them. So if you're doing like a CQB type thing, you could have like a little light that shoots out the front. Almost looks like a little muzzle flash. So just some cool stuff that they have going on there. So be sure to go and check them out. I know he had already mentioned you can go over to their website. I highly recommend that you guys go over to your local dealer and ask them, hey, can you go and get some of these? Your local field could even benefit from this. Something that Brody brought up was, with really little kids, you don't want to have it where they can shoot each other point blank, because they're not going to want to come back. But if you did kind of like a dodgeball thing where they can come up to a certain line to shoot, and then they can't pass that line, it's not gonna hurt. So that it won't sting as much, and they're gonna want to keep playing. So just some cool things. I highly recommend, guys, look into it. It's a really cool product. I don't make any money off of like an endorsement. I just thought it was something cool and decided, hey, let's make it its own video. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, like I mentioned in the last video, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you click the subscribe and the bell button, all of that. I have an announcement I'm going to be making a little bit later on in the next couple weeks or so. So you want to make sure that you are ready for that. And who knows, maybe I'll have some more giveaways. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So thanks again, as always. And remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.